What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy hump day. Yes, happy hump day, everybody. How you guys doing? Whew. Okay. The good news is I have been coughing all morning. But it's good because that stuff is coming out. Whatever was up in me is coming out of me. So uh yeah. My legs feel a little bit better. They still sore, but they feel a little bit better. Okay. And I'm pretty certain I'm gonna have to go to work in the morning because the roads look pretty good from my house. So I'm pretty sure that they're not going to close school tomorrow, which is fine. Y'all, I ain't been to work since Thursday, so I don't have no complaints, right? And I'm getting ready to go on. I'm be out of work 3 days next week, traveling for work. So I ain't complaining. But just so you guys know, that's the update. We will be doing a teacher project at 2:15. Quake said, "You got some vitamin C? Send it my way, honey." Now I didn't stop. That's what I should have done. I should have went to and got some vitamin C yesterday. That's what I should have done, but I didn't. Anyway, I'm at work and I get the notification, so I open the app, nowhere to be found. I'll go online and watch from my office. I can't find anything. Literally had to search. Listen, I really think you. I mean, I'm not trying to complain, but I really think YouTube has me suppressed, y'all, because when I tell you none of my channels are moving, but I've talked to some other YouTubers, and it's been a slow month. Really, for most YouTubers, it's been slow the last couple of months. There really hasn't been a lot going on. My review channel actually has been, I've been getting more traction on my review channel. Because I've been reviewing, there's a lot of shows to review. But as far as like celebrity news and stuff like that, y'all, just ain't that much to talk about. So there really hasn't been a lot going on over there. But y'all know how it happens. It'll come all at one time. Like in one day, it'll be 5 things to talk about. And then I'll be running around like a chicken with my head cut off. All I can say to you guys is just check. Make sure you're still subscribed to all of the people you love, me, and make sure that your notifications are turned on because YouTube will unsubscribe you in a minute, okay? Everyone from my homepage, all folks that I don't even follow, they're not. But listen, the same thing with me. We're going to get to Beverly Hills. But the same thing with me. Like when I go and I scroll, YouTube changed their algorithm, the way it's set up. And when I scroll, it's a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of people that I don't follow. I'm like, who are these people? And why are they on my homepage? Like, it's the same thing with me. So I know it's happening to you guys because it's happening to me as well. So just make sure you guys are subscribed to your faves. Make sure YouTube didn't unsubscribe you. Make sure your notifications are still cut on. All right. Now, and I don't know what's going on with my DirecTV because my DirecTV did not record this last night because I was going to watch it last night, but it didn't record it. I had to go into Peacock today and watch it. So I don't know what's going on. Child, my electronics are acting a fool on both ends. So hey, you guys coming in. Let's get into this Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Sorry, it took me a minute to get there, but you haven't watched this episode yet? Oh, okay. Well, thank you for coming through, Miss Bay Thing. Thank you, boo. So y'all not gonna like what I'm about to say. So we start this episode off. The ladies are still in Augusta. We see Garcelle coming downstairs, and she's trying to have a conversation with, what her name? Reba. Now, I stand by everything I said last week about Reba. Okay? I stand by everything I said last week about Reba. I meant it. I stand by, and that's how I feel. However, I do have a little different of an insight about Reba on the other side of this episode. Now, I stand by what I said about her being a Southern old lady, a Southern old white lady, and how she probably felt about Garcelle. I stand by that. But we see her and Garcelle having this conversation. And Garcelle proceeds to talk to Reba about how Sutton feels like, you're not proud of her because you don't tell her. And she just wants you to tell her that you're proud of her. Baby, and Reba said, I don't really feel like that's any of your business. Now, I know a lot of people got offended by her saying that. However, I had the black version of Reba. My grandmama Hilda, that is something Hilda would have said. Let one of my friends walk up into Hilda's adjacent house, because technically that ain't Hilda's house, but it's where she lives, or her adjacent house, and tell her Well, you know, really B, she just thinks that you're not proud of her. And she thinks that you don't love her. And she just wants you to tell her. I promise y'all, Hilda would have done the exact same thing that Reba did. Hilda would have leaned forward and said, I don't really feel like that's any of your business. And then she even said, you know, with all due respect, you don't know the story. You don't have the whole history. And Garcelle had to back up and say, you know what? You're right. You're right. I didn't grow up with y'all. I don't know the whole story. I don't know everything. You're right. Because I don't think Garcelle was offended by it. But I definitely wasn't mad. Like, again, because Reba was like, so you her spokesperson? Like, did she send you to like, did she send you on this map? Y'all, I really like my hair like this. I am really feeling this. You know who I feel like? I know this is my ADHD, y'all. Y'all remember the group Climax? The men all pause. I feel like this is what I feel like my hair look like. Remember the lead singer that had the asymmetrical situation going on? Yeah, I feel like that's what I look like. Anyway, moving right along. If y'all remember Climax, then you probably too old to have this conversation with us. Anyway, thank you, Quake. I think it's cute too, but I just, you know the thing about a twist, the longer it's out, the better it starts looking, starts blending a little bit more. Anyway, exactly, Felicia. I think a lot of us were like, when they showed us that clip, a lot of us were like, you know what I mean? But in all reality, I'm not even mad. Like, I'm really not mad because I do feel like Garcelle took it upon herself to be. Do I think it was done with the right intention? Yes. Do I think it was done in a positive manner? Absolutely, I do. Like, I absolutely do. But on the flip side of it, I also feel like, girl, that wasn't your place. But anyway, moving right along. And then again, when Sutton's assistant, because the one thing she said was, she was like, well, basically Reba is just Sutton, like pot meet kettle. And we said that last week on the panel. I don't know if we said it here or we said it on the panel last week, that Sutton and her mom act just alike, right? I think Sutton, because she has gotten out of Georgia, I think her worldview is a little more advanced, but she is still that lady. You know what I mean? Excuse me, y'all. She is still that lady. So then, like, Sutton's assistant was like, well, would you like to go change for brunch? Baby, Reba was like, I'm dressed. What are you talking about? Well, we're going to have a proper brunch. Baby, Reba was like, and I don't understand, because Sutton showed up in shorts. Garcelle had on shorts. Kyle, I guess, just had on a little outfit or whatever. But you really act like the rest of them showed up in an After 5 cocktail dress. They showed up in shorts. So when you was like, we're having a proper brunch. Child, I'm like, Reba, baby, I live 5 steps from this house. What I have on is what I'm wearing. Okay. All you have to do is braid and unbraid. Oh, okay. Well, I have to get my hair done for my business trip, for my work trip next week. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to get this done again, because I really like it. If I don't get it done this time, I'm going to get it done the time after that. But anyway, you with Miss Reba on those grits, though? Well, I'm going to say this. I am a sugar and butter person. However, I did grow up in the North. I didn't know nothing about salt and savory grits until I went to college in North Carolina. I had never met anybody in my life that put sugar on grits. I had never heard of, salt on grits. I had never heard of salt, pepper on grits. So that must be a Northern thing, because I had never heard of it until I went to college. And then when I was in college, because we had grits every morning for breakfast, we had grits. And I would get me a bowl of grits and I put sugar and butter in it. And people really used to look at me like I was crazy. And I was like, what's your problem? Like, what's the problem? Never heard of it before. So she right. Us Northerners do it. It's us Northerners. Okay. I'm surprised she didn't say them damn Yankees. Them damn Yankees put sugar on their grits. Anyway. So they decided they're going to go to Sutton's childhood home. And here's where I really did, like, I already agree with Reba about Garcelle sort of overstepping. But I also really agree with Reba. I'm from DC. We never put sugar on our grits. Well, my DC people, I grew up in DC too, and we did. So, again, I don't know, but I had never heard of it before. I had never heard of putting salt and pepper on your grits. I'd never heard of it until I went to college. Never heard of it. My dad was from Chicago. He did butter. My mom was from Myrtle Beach. She did salt and butter. Yeah, never heard of it. Yeah, we had a snow day today, but we probably will not have one tomorrow because the roads, I can always gauge from my house. If they get the roads in my neighborhood, they're not, because they have to be able to move through the bus route. And if the roads in my neighborhood are clear, then I'm pretty certain we're going to go to work tomorrow. So, and it'll probably be on time. I probably won't even get a 2-hour delay because the roads look really good. When I woke up this morning, I saw the roads. I was like, oh yeah, they was out there. They was out there early this morning. Okay. I'm from Arkansas and I put sugar and butter on my grits. Okay. See, I ain't the only one. Moving right along. So then they decide they're going to go to Sutton's childhood home. This is also the home where her father unalived himself. Now I think we got more information on Sutton's dad in this episode than we've probably gotten in all of the seasons that Sutton has been on the show, which I respect. It's hard to talk about. It's a hard issue to gauge. If my parent had done something like that and had the issues that her father had for the extended period of time that her father had them, I probably wouldn't be in a rush to tell my story either, if I'm being honest. So I understood, but we found out that her dad, not only did he unalive himself, he was dealing with depression, but he was also self-medicating with his medication and with his with alcohol. And she said that this had been a cycle for years, that he would go through this depression and then they would get him on his meds and then they would try to recalibrate his meds and so forth and so on. And, you know, I've been very open with you guys about mental illness as it relates to my best friend and her family. And again, I'm not telling her business. She has talked about it on my channel as well. We would have to go back and find the videos from probably about 2 or 3 years ago now. But I told you guys about her mom and how we went through years and years and years and years and years and years and years of dealing with her mom and her mom's mental illness. And the problem is, when it comes to dealing with adults with mental illness in this country, the problem is the catch-22, right? Because adults are adults and they have rights as adults. However, when you see they need help, it is hard to get them committed to a hospital because they do have rights. And the law says, unless they are showing that they are a danger to themselves or others, like, you really can only put them on a 48 to 72 hour hold. At the end of that 48 to 72 hour hold, they can sign themselves out. And in all reality, sometimes they can sign themselves out sooner than that. If they start talking very lucid and they start knowing how to answer the questions and and especially if you're in a place that's already overrun or crowded or whatever, and they say, listen, I don't deserve to be here. I'm good. I know my name. I know what day it is. I know who the president is. I'm okay. And we dealt with that with her mom for years. They would get her mom on a regimen, and her body would either become used to it and it would no longer be effective, or she would stop taking her meds. And it's really, really hard. So I understand what Sutton is saying when she's like, listen, there was an ongoing thing and they had to recalibrate his meds. And, I understood it because we went through it. I told y'all about the time we got her mom in the hospital. Her mama beat us home. Like, literally, we pulled up in front of the house and her mama car was there. We were like, how your mama get back here? So it's one of those things. I have a family member who was bipolar. He escaped the hospital and was missing for a week, and we couldn't do anything about it. Hell, her mama went out and bought a brand new, whatever that year was, Camry. And we were like, who the hell gave you a car loan? Like, you don't have any income. Like, your income is disability. Your credit can't be that great. Who the hell let you buy a car? You know what I mean? But she went into a dealership. She sounded like she was of like-minded body. I guess she had a down payment. I guess she had whatever she needed. And she drove off the lot with a brand new car. And it wasn't a used car. It was a brand new freaking Camry. You know what I mean? So I understood what Sutton was saying. And a lot of people don't realize that the laws changed under Reagan and then again under Clinton with the Patient Bill of Rights under, I believe that was Clinton, under the Patient Bill of Rights. And I understand why things like that were needed, because you did have a lot of families that were just committing their family members just because they didn't want to deal with them, or because they did have mental health issues and they didn't want to, they didn't want to have to deal with that of it. So I understand why those laws were needed. But again, there's something missing in the middle. Under Ronald Reagan, what was it called under Ronald Reagan? It was whatever the law was under Ronald Reagan. And basically, they just opened up the doors of the mental hospitals and people just walked out. Because however the wording of the law was, basically people who had been in the hospital for years now were eligible to just walk out the door. And so that happened. And again, I understand the catch-22, because remember, up until the 1970s, a family could commit their child if they said they were gay, because gay was still considered a mental illness. You know what I mean? So again, I understand the reason why these laws were changed, but I just think that anyway. All right, moving right along. Not so Clinton is the reason we have to deal with. Yeah, honestly, yeah, Clinton with the Patient Bill of Rights. Yeah. And again, do I think the intention was good? Yes, but I think the effect of it, not so much. So then we have Erica, who is getting her house redone. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say about that, because I don't have a whole lot to add to that. I'm happy for Erica, because like Erica said, she said for 4 or 5 years, I was the villain. She was like, I couldn't really look like I was enjoying my life, much less spending money. You know what I mean? Because of course, everybody was like, every little bit of money she had should have went to the victims. And how dare she be enjoying her life? And how dare she be smiling? Oh my gosh. And so she said she finally got to a place where she can, breathe and live her life and spend her money and enjoy life again. And as somebody who was very angry with Erica, I mean, when I say very angry with her, I mean as a fan on the outside looking in, because I know her like that. I wasn't friends with her. But as somebody who was angry, and if y'all were here, y'all know I was angry with Erica. As somebody who was a fan, I was very hurt by Erica and her actions as well. Again, not so much what Tom did, but the way she acted after the fact, right? Because I don't think she knew everything. Do I think she knew some things? Okay, maybe, sure. But I do not think she knew the full depth of what Tom Girardi was doing with that money. I just don't. Does she know that he was a little, coloring outside of the line? Sure. Did she know he had a little thing on the side? I'm sure. As long as the bills were being paid. Like she said, as long as the bills were being paid and the credit card was going through, it was whatever. I'm still mad at her. This whole thing is a rebrand. She don't care about those people or their money. She get her drunk and watch. I still don't think she cares that much about those victims. Like, let's be clear. I ain't say that. But I think she's doing a better job of how she presents herself. Okay. Now, y'all know that I have been loving me some Bose. Bose, you lost me this episode. Bose. This first scene we see with you and your daughter, you're asking your daughter about having a child and how she would feel about it. Well, your daughter is in high school. She's about to leave for college. So I'm sure her attitude is whatever makes you happy. If you like it, I love it. She was like, well, when did you start dating old boy? Because, when you introduced us, you said he was your friend. But here he was flying over to Ghana. Like, what friend does that? Where they do that at? You just flying over to Ghana, okay? But her daughter said what her mom wanted to hear, as long as you, We're gonna get more into bows later on. Okay, we're gonna get there later on. So sorry. So we get back to Charleston. I mean, I said Charleston, Lord, Augusta. And they're going to Sutton's childhood home. It's a cute house. The lady who owns the house now was saying that, you know, they could come over to whatever. And baby, Reba was like, yeah, I'm not going over there. No, I'm good. I don't need to go over there. I'm good. I'm not going over there. Now, I think somewhere in all of this, because of Reba's outside demeanor, I think people forgot that Reba lost her husband. And I also think Sutton is looking at things through a child's eyes. Her mother dealt with that mental illness on a frontline basis. And again, as somebody who's dealt with it via the lens of my best friend, I can understand that maybe Reba, maybe that did affect her, right? While she was in the house. You know what I'm saying? I understand Sutton wanting to go because everybody processes differently. Everybody deals with grief differently. But I also understand Reba saying, yeah, I don't want to go there. Like, I'm good. I don't need to be there. I'm all right here where I am. And did y'all catch that Reba is a therapist? What kind of therapist? Y'all, what kind of therapist is Reba? Like, is she a physical therapist? Is she a, like, psychologist therapist? Maybe what kind of therapist is Reba? I need to know. Because, you know, they say doctors make the worst patients. Maybe her being a therapist, she need therapy. And she, you know, doctors make the worst patients kind of thing. Reba is 82. Sutton should make peace with this in therapy and try not to change or burden her mom. Ooh. Was that said on the show that she's a therapist? Yeah. When her and Garcelle were talking. Because she said she was great. She didn't say retire. She said, I'm quitting. She said, I'm quitting whatever month she said. And Garcelle was like, oh, well, why are you quitting? She said, because I'm 82. See, can I also say that I think Garcelle was asking some dumbass questions too? That woman, 82 years old, why you ask her why she was quitting? I think it's commendable that she still get up and go to work every morning at 82, especially since we know she doesn't have to work. She lived rent-free on her daughter's property. I'm sure Sutton probably has her on some sort of an allowance, and if not, I'm sure she could get one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's commendable that her mama will still get up every day and go to work. She's a psychoanalyst. I agree. Therapists definitely need therapy, and we know Reba needs some therapy. Okay. It's also clear that Sutton definitely had a much closer relationship with her dad than her mom, even before her mom died. I mean, even before her dad died. It is clear that relationship wasn't strong before. And I think that once her dad died, the buffer was gone. So I don't think these are new issues that Sutton is having. Yeah, she got a little boyfriend too. I ain't mad at her. But I don't think these are new issues. Hell, my grandmama had a boyfriend until probably a year before she died, because he died and she didn't get a new one, child. But after my granddaddy died, she had two after him. I said, okay, grandma. And they had money. She wasn't messing with no broke, okay. But my daughter's a therapist and she has a therapist. Yeah, it's a lot on you. It's a lot put on you. Because I feel like the father being gone, the buffer was gone. But I do not believe for 1 minute that Reba is anybody different at 82 than she was at 28. I just don't believe it. I don't believe she was ever lovey-dovey. I don't believe she was ever huggy-huggy. I just don't believe she was ever that person. Because when her and Sutton are talking later on in the episode, and she explains, and she says, hey, you know, I'm a baby boomer. Like, I'm post World War II. We didn't do that kissy feely stuff. You know, nobody ever told me I was beautiful. I just had to know it for myself. You know, I come from the days when you put the babies in the crib, and if they cried, oh well, they just had to cry themselves to sleep. We didn't coddle our kids. So I think that that's just who she is, and I think that's who she's always been. But I think the father was the buffer, and when he left, the buffer was gone. I was shocked when they said she was a Cancer, but when she said, yeah, but I'm not like most Cancers. I said, yeah, you're not. You are not like most Cancers, because she was, and that's what she said. So I was like, yeah. When she said I'm a Cancer, but I'm not like most Cancers, I was like, yeah, because us Cancers are very sensitive, okay? And baby Reba is a spitfire, okay? I think she's detached from her emotions. Honestly, my mom is just like that. Yeah, I just think that is who she is, and I'm not making no excuses. Like we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. So Dorit, Erica, and Bose go out to lunch. This is where Bose lost me. Bose, how in the entire hell are you talking about having a baby and marrying a man who has yet to tell you he loves you? That makes no sense to me. I do not understand how you can rationalize that in your brain. Because, see, can we call a thing a thing? Let's just look. And I like you, Bowles. I like you. But can we just call a thing a thing? If Bowles was living in the hood and dating Ray Ray down the street, what would we be saying about Bowles? If she came to us and said, yeah, me and Ray Ray, we want to have a baby, but he never even told me that he loves me. What would we be saying about Bowles? What would you, if Bowles was your girlfriend and y'all was living in the hood and she was dating Ray Ray and she said, me and Ray Ray gonna have a baby, but no, he's never said he loves me. See, we let money cloud what's going on. We let money be the buffer. That's my word of the day, buffer. We let money be the buffer, and we don't see past what it really is. Baby, just because that man, or so we think, I don't know what that man really got, but so we think Bowles has money and we think he got a little bit of change. At the end of the day, that does not change the fact that you are talking about having a whole baby with this man who hasn't even told you he loves you. I'm sorry, what? Right. Just enjoy the sex, girl. I'm gonna be honest. 3 episodes ago, I found it weird. But I know that as somebody who's never been interested, well, never is a strong word. As somebody who the majority of my life was not interested in having children, I know sometimes my view can be skewed when it comes to kids. But I damn sure know that even if I wanted to have children, by the time I got to be age 40, I would just be looking at something different, be like, okay, well, if I feel like I need to nurture something, it's going to have to be a puppy, okay? You know what I'm saying? And I just could not believe it. Even Erica and Dorit was sitting there like, girl, what? Like, this don't make no sense. All right. So then Dorit tells them that she's heard from PK. And she said PK called her and he acted like everything was everything. Nothing was a problem. Everything was all good. Y'all, one or two things is happening right now. Okay. One of two things is happening right now. Either A, Dorit, you are a dumbass and you want your marriage back and you're allowing yourself to look past the obvious because you really want PK to stay. Or two, it's true, the rumors are true that this is just a storyline and you and PK really ain't about to get divorced. Because Dorit, you can't be this dumb. Erica and Bose are telling you what this man is doing. He's being nice to you because he's trying to calm you down because he probably realized maybe he went too far. The fact that he was ignoring you, his attorney might have said you might want to call her. His attorney might have said, hey, you may want to check in on her. You may want to call her and make sure she's good. His attorney might have said that. The attorney may have said that. Because now all of a sudden he calling you like everything is everything and we all good and life is life and life is life and we're good and everybody's great and everybody's happy and everybody's having a good time. And she was like, well, him calming me down is calming the kids. She was like, well, he's doing it for the kids. And Bose was like, no, he not. He doing it to calm you down. Well, calming me down is calming the kids down. Girl, no, it's not. No, it's not. Baby, his attorney said you went too far. You doing too much. Calm down. Bring it back a little bit. Because at the end of the day, she is the custodial parent. And for all intents and purposes, Dorita's ain't been working. I mean, that bullshit swimwear line, child, we know what happened with that, child. She got sued. That thing been gone. Like, for all intents and purposes, Dorit does not have a job. She is the custodial parent. Those kids live with her, right? So his attorney probably was like, whoa now, horsey, you might want to slow this thing down a little bit. PK did this to his first wife. He not new to this. Child. So, yeah. So, anyway, baby, Dorit was sitting there looking stupid. And Erica, and then she's going to tell him, stop side-eyeing me. Well, she's side-eyeing you because they know. They know what it is. All right. Sutton is cooking for her mom. And she's going to have the conversation with her mom about how she feels. We see Kyle call Kathy. Although I think Kathy's dumb professor act is hilarious. I just think it's an act. Like, I do not think Kathy is that clueless. I think Kathy is just silly and she likes to play it up. Like, Kathy is not that. Like, when you look at Kathy Hilton outside of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, this is not who she is. But it's funny. So we're gonna be entertained by it. Okay. Baby, Reba. Once again, Reba is funny to me because Reba was in her house on her way up to the house, and Sutton done sent the lady down there to go get her. And she talking about something, I'm on my way. The hell? I added the hell part, but I feel like that's what she was saying. Sutton acts like her mom she acts like her mom, but you know what? Those are the ones that can't see it. Those are the ones that don't see it because it's easy for people to see it in others, but they can't see it in themselves. You know what I mean? It is so easy for somebody to see it in others, but cannot see it in themselves. So I understand that. I can understand because you feel your mother makes you feel a certain kind of way. So you don't want to accept that you make other people feel that way. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, your mother makes you feel unloved or makes you feel unwanted or makes you feel however your mother makes you feel. And so you can't accept that you make other people feel that way. For you to say, oh yeah, I act just like my mom, which means you would have to accept I make other people feel the way my mother makes me feel. You know what I'm saying? Because I've had people say that to me, well, you act just like, and I'm like, no, I don't, because da-da-da-da-da. And I always think of the thing about that person that I don't like. So it's always hard for us to see ourselves and other people when we have issues with those other people. But you're right. She act just like her damn mama. I already sort of talked about this conversation with Sutton and her mom. But I'll go ahead and sort of reiterate it. Sutton and her mom never had, in my opinion, never had a good relationship. But once the father was gone, the buffer of between them was gone. And once that buffer was gone, I think they really realized just how hard of a relationship they had, or how hard isn't the word, how I don't know the word, y'all know the word I'm trying to say, how bad the relationship really was. Now, from Reba's point of view, she was fine with it, because that's what their relationship always was. Like, she didn't see anything. But Sutton got that love from her dad. She got that love and hugs and affection and I love you and you're so beautiful and you're so smart. She got that from her dad. So when her dad was gone, she was looking for it from her mom. And my thing is, baby, your mama never gave it to you. Like when she said how her mama couldn't cook. Girl, your mama never gave it to you. Your mama, you said your mama didn't know how to, that y'all had frozen fish sticks for dinner after your daddy died. Okay? Your mama never gave you that lovey-dovey. And like Reba said, listen, you know, I'm a post-war baby. I'm a post-war baby. Like, I didn't get all of that, so I ain't know how to give it because I ain't get it. Okay, that wasn't what I got, so I ain't know how to give it. Sutton is showing her mama her clothing line. You can't be mad at your mama for not understanding the clothing line. She ain't wrong. She said, well, they say that the meat is made in the United States, but it's really made in Cuba. Baby, I couldn't do nothing but laugh because I was like, well, so she was like, well, you never told me that you were proud of me. She was like, I don't feel like I need to. Why do I need to tell you I'm proud of you? Now, as somebody who loves affirmations, I understand wanting to hear your mother say, I'm proud of you. I love you. You did a great job. I see how you picked up the pieces after your husband. Like, I understand Sutton wanting to hear those words. I absolutely do. But I also am going to agree with O Street and say, girl, you need to work that out in therapy because your mother is only being who she is. She's not going to change. And I'm not saying she doesn't have the ability to change. Maybe she's 82 years old. She's not going to change. She's not going to stop doing what she's doing. She may tell you she's proud of you because I guess she's going to come to your fashion show. She may tell you she's proud of you at the fashion show. She may absolutely tell you that, right? But is this going to really revolutionize y'all's relationship? No, it's not. It's not. You only hear the criticisms and rarely any praise. Right. And I'm sure that her mom is quick to criticize. I mean, we've seen her criticize. Now, I ain't going to tell y'all no lie. In this little clip when she was trying to get the ice out and she found the spoons in the ice machine and she was like, now who left these spoons in here? She was like, never mind. I know who did it. When I saw that clip, I thought she was talking about Sutton. I ain't going to tell y'all no lies. I said, oh, she talking about Sutton ass again. But she wasn't talking about Sutton. I think she was talking about Sutton's assistant. Because when he was trying to make her that drink and she told him where to get that, she liked the ice from the other side. Like I was like, yeah, she was talking about the assistant child. But I do feel like if that's what you need to hear, Sutton, I'm not saying you're wrong for asking for it. I'm not saying you're wrong for asking for it, but I'm gonna just say keep your expectations low, baby. Your mama 82. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. I'm just. And then when you saw her talking to her brother, and her brother, you could tell that her brother and the mom have a good relationship because the brother was like, well, she's gone through a lot as well. She's dealt with a lot in her life as well. Like you can hear the brother defending the mom. So I feel like Sutton was a daddy's girl and her brother was a mama's boy. Like, I feel like that's what the relationship was, But that was pretty much the episode, y'all. That was pretty much the episode. Next week, it looks like we're going to have a 4th of July cookout over to Dorit's house, baby. And it looks like Sutton and Dorit get into it. It looks like Garcelle kind of snaps at Bose. It looks like Kyle and Dorit sort of snap at each other. So next week episode, I think this was a good episode though. I definitely think it was a really good. I wouldn't call this a filler episode because I think we got some good stuff. So don't forget the panel is tonight at 7 o'clock on Bell Perspective TV. I will put it. Y'all know I'll share it on my community wall. If you're not subscribed to her, I will share it on my community wall. And then at 2:15 in about 45 minutes, we're going to be on talking about on the Teacher Project 2.0. Now, I am putting it on both channels. I'm putting it on my main channel, but it will be a members only chat. So if you are not a member on my main channel, you can just go over to the Teacher Project 2.0 and you can chat freely over there. If you're already subscribed, you can be on both channels. You know, we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, child. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We need like 130. We need like 130 subscribers. So we're trying to get there, y'all. Okay. I will talk to y'all later. I will see y'all later on. Talk to y'all later. Peace. Mwah. Oh, let me end it, child. I'm about to leave out before I end the day and go live. Oh, a mess, child. A mess. Hey, Mr. DJ. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all know I'm still live. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to set my outro. Okay. That's my outro. Lord. This thing. Oh, this thing getting on my nerves. Okay, I think I got it. All right, see y'all later, y'all.